In the realm of neuroscience, there are cases that challenge our understanding of the brain and its functions. One such case, which has fascinated researchers for decades, is that of a young man known as Mr. X. His story was first brought to light in a paper titled "Is Your Brain Really Necessary?" by John Lorber, published in 1980. This remarkable case revolves around an individual who, despite having an extraordinarily small brain, managed to live a relatively normal life. In this narrative, we will delve into the details of Mr. X's case, explore the latest research findings that shed light on the brain's remarkable adaptability, and discuss the implications of these discoveries for our understanding of neurological conditions and brain health. In the late 1970s, a young man in his mid-20s, referred to as Mr. X to protect his identity, visited Dr. John Lorber, a renowned British neurologist, for a minor ailment unrelated to his brain. During the examination, Dr. Lorber made a startling discovery. Brain scans revealed that Mr. X had virtually no brain tissue in his skull. Instead, his cranium was filled with cerebrospinal fluid, with only a thin layer of brain tissue, about 1 millimeter thick, lining the skull. This finding was particularly astonishing because Mr. X had lived a relatively normal life up to that point. He had an IQ of 126, which is considered above average, and held a math degree from a prestigious university. He was employed as a civil servant and had no apparent difficulties in his daily life. Mr. X's case challenged the conventional understanding of the brain's role in cognitive function and raised questions about the extent to which the brain can adapt and compensate for missing or damaged tissue. Dr. Lorber's findings were initially met with skepticism from the scientific community. The idea that someone could function normally with such a severely reduced brain volume seemed implausible. However, as more details about Mr. X's case emerged, researchers began to investigate the phenomenon more closely. In his paper, "Is Your Brain Really Necessary?" published in the Archives of Disease in Childhood, Dr. Lorber presented a detailed account of Mr. X's case, along with several other individuals who had similar conditions. He argued that these cases demonstrated the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and reorganize itself in response to structural abnormalities. The publication of Dr. Lorber's paper sparked a wave of interest in the field of neuroscience. Researchers began to explore the concept of brain plasticity and the factors that contribute to the brain's ability to maintain cognitive functions despite significant structural differences. Since the initial publication of Dr. Lorber's findings, numerous studies have been conducted to better understand the brain's adaptability in the face of structural abnormalities. These studies have provided valuable insights into the mechanisms underlying brain plasticity and have highlighted the importance of early intervention in managing neurological conditions. One notable study, published in 2019 by Nam et al., reviewed several cases of individuals with hydrocephalus, a condition characterized by an excessive accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid in the brain. Hydrocephalus often leads to enlarged ventricles and reduced brain tissue. The researchers found that some individuals with severely enlarged ventricles and reduced brain tissue managed to maintain relatively normal cognitive functions. This finding supported the idea that the brain can compensate for structural abnormalities and maintain essential functions. The study by Nam et al. Also highlighted the variability in outcomes among individuals with hydrocephalus. While some patients exhibited normal cognitive functions, others experienced varying degrees of impairment. The researchers suggested that factors such as the timing of the onset of hydrocephalus, the rate of progression, and the individual's overall brain health could influence the extent to which the brain can adapt and maintain normal functioning. Another significant study, conducted by Ferris et al. In 2021, explored the concept of brain plasticity in the context of hydrocephalus using advanced neuroimaging techniques. The researchers used functional magnetic resonance imaging (fMRI) to examine brain activity patterns in individuals with hydrocephalus and compared them to healthy controls. The results revealed that in some cases, the brain can reorganize itself and form new neural connections to compensate for the loss of brain tissue. This plasticity allows the brain to maintain essential functions, even in the presence of structural abnormalities. The study by Ferris et al. Also shed light on the specific brain regions and networks that are involved in the adaptive process. The researchers found that in individuals with hydrocephalus, there was increased activity in certain areas of the brain, such as the prefrontal cortex and the cerebellum, compared to healthy controls. These findings suggest that the brain may recruit additional resources and rely on alternative neural pathways to maintain cognitive functions in the face of structural challenges. While cases like Mr. X's demonstrate the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and compensate for structural abnormalities, it is crucial to emphasize the importance of early intervention in managing neurological conditions. Timely diagnosis and treatment can prevent further damage to the brain and ensure the best possible outcomes for patients. A study by Mandel et al., published in 2022, underscored the significance of early intervention in the management of hydrocephalus. The researchers conducted a longitudinal study of children with hydrocephalus, tracking their cognitive development and neurological outcomes over several years. The results showed that children who received prompt treatment, such as the surgical placement of a shunt to drain excess cerebrospinal fluid, had better cognitive outcomes compared to those who experienced delays in treatment. The findings of Mandel et al. Highlight the critical role of early detection and intervention in optimizing brain health and minimizing the long-term impact of neurological conditions. By identifying and addressing structural abnormalities in the brain early on, healthcare professionals can provide the necessary support and interventions to promote brain plasticity and maximize the potential for normal cognitive development. The case of Mr. X and the subsequent research on brain plasticity have significant implications for our understanding of neurological conditions and brain health. These findings challenge traditional notions of the brain's structure-function relationship and suggest that the brain possesses a remarkable capacity for adaptation and compensation. One area where these insights have potential applications is in the field of neurorehabilitation. By harnessing the brain's plasticity, rehabilitation strategies can be developed to help individuals with brain injuries or neurological conditions regain lost functions and improve their quality of life. For example, targeted cognitive training and physical therapy can stimulate the formation of new neural connections and promote the reorganization of brain networks, enhancing the brain's ability to compensate for damaged or missing tissue. Moreover, the concept of brain plasticity highlights the importance of maintaining brain health throughout the lifespan. Engaging in activities that promote cognitive stimulation, such as learning new skills, solving puzzles, and engaging in social interactions, can help maintain brain plasticity and cognitive reserve. Additionally, leading a healthy lifestyle, including regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep, has been shown to support brain health and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. The case of Mr. X also raises important questions about the nature of consciousness and the relationship between the brain and the mind. While the brain's structural integrity is undoubtedly important for cognitive function, cases like Mr. X's suggest that the mind may have a degree of independence from the brain's physical substrate. This idea has philosophical and spiritual implications and invites further exploration of the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the brain. The curious case of Mr. X, the man with an extraordinarily small brain who managed to live a relatively normal life, has captivated the scientific community for decades. This case, along with subsequent research on brain plasticity, has challenged our understanding of the brain's structure-function relationship and highlighted the remarkable adaptability of the human brain. The latest research findings have provided valuable insights into the mechanisms underlying brain plasticity and the factors that contribute to the brain's ability to compensate for structural abnormalities. These discoveries have implications for the management of neurological conditions, neurorehabilitation strategies, and the promotion of brain health throughout the lifespan. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the brain, cases like Mr. X's serve as a reminder of the brain's extraordinary resilience and the importance of approaching neurological conditions with a holistic perspective. By combining insights from neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy, we can deepen our understanding of the brain, the mind, and the complex interplay between them. The story of Mr. X is a testament to the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and compensate in the face of adversity. It inspires us to explore the frontiers of neuroscience and to develop innovative approaches to support brain health and optimize cognitive function. As we continue to unravel the secrets of the brain, we may discover new ways to harness its plasticity and unlock its full potential.